Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is The Love and Odd. Today I'm going to do a review of S.H.Figuarts Vegeta Daima from Dragon Ball Daima. Now, please let me know, are y'all guys a fan of Daima? Me, myself, I'm not really a fan of Daima. I tried to get into it dub and sub, but I just couldn't. I feel like it was just an excuse to make little versions, as they call them, mini Goku, mini Vegeta, mini Piccolo. They made them just to sell toys. That's it. They made them into little kids just sell toys, just like Dragon Ball GT. Facts, no matter what you want to say. Anyways, so let's take a look at this new Vegeta, which came out last year in 2025. I don't know, it came out, was it like around February? I can't remember. But this is a new figure, whole new sculpt, way more better than some of the older Vegetas that we've had in the past few years. But first, let's just take a look at the whole packaging itself. First of all, we have a picture of Vegeta, a big picture right there. And then we have the lettering, S.H.Figuarts, Vegeta Daima. And it's nice. It's just purple. It looks very, very good. And then, of course, you have the little sticker to show authentic product. And then we got Dragon Ball Daima. We got Tamashii Nations. And then, of course, we got Bandai. So, really nothing much going on. And then we have another little sticker from Tamashii Nations. Quality sticker. So, yeah, not bad. Yeah, not bad. So, let's continue on. And then, of course, on the side, really nothing much. Just more pictures of Vegeta. This one's just him with his fist, but that's it. It's just him with his fist. And then we have another one right here. Another one. And, of course, on the side, really nothing much. Well, except for Vegeta Daima. And then, of course, on the back, you have other poses and other things he could do, just in case if you want to have him standing, well, looking like this, or maybe just do it, whatever. And then, of course, on top, you got a window, so not bad. And bottom, as well, you got a little picture of Vegeta, so not that bad. So, let's continue on with this. And then, of course, for both sides, but I know how to mess with this figure, so I'll be fine. But just in case if you want to, for both sides, there's the instructions for both of them, just in case. And now we have the figure himself. Let's take a look. So, I'm excited. I have a lot of things to say, good and bad things. But first, let's take a look at his crossing arms. Of course, we all know Vegeta. Ever since Dragon Ball Z, he always just have his arms crossed wide because that's how he is. I haven't read the mangas, but I know I'm pretty sure he does this as well, of course. So, not that bad of a sculpt. It looks way better than what they had because with the old one, it was I think it was with the little hole in it, and they have to peg it in, and half the time it doesn't peg in very right. But this is way better than what the old one was. And sculpt wise, it looks way more smaller than yeah, it just looks way more smaller than what the original one was. I don't know if they reused the old sculpts, probably they've done it. But with this one is completely new. Or if not, just please let me know down below. But overall, it looks pretty good. Nothing bad. No bad paint smudge. And then, of course, we got his next accessory. Now, this one's a new piece, his hairpiece. Now, of course, you might think, it's just a Vegeta hairpiece. No, usually with every Vegeta, they would have his face sculpted with the front part of the hair. But they changed that now, so this is pretty good. So instead, you have these four little holes, so you could put his faceplate on. And no, you can't do no head swapped with the other old Vegetas. So yeah, but overall, this is the windswept hair. Looks pretty good. Not that bad. It just slight difference. But when you do a comparison, then you see the difference between the windswept and the no windswept hair. And then, of course, with his hands... Oh, it's slippery. Alright, there we go. With his hands, he kind of has some open palm hands. Just more, looks like he's going to grab you more open palm grabby hands. Oh, so yeah. I don't know what kind of pose this is, but yeah, doesn't look that bad. He does come with a lot of hands, so probably more accessories than the other Goku. I don't know, probably not. But either way, this looks pretty good. Nothing much going on, of course, with the little scope details around the hands. I've always liked. Or do they 3D print? I know they do 3D printing now with some stuff, but I don't know. Do they do that with hands now? What, do they? Probably. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, next up, we have maybe some high five hands. Yep, maybe some high five hands. Of course, with this one, it just has all of his fingers just stuck together. Maybe he's gonna, I don't know, karate chop, do something. So really not that bad. I know he does a move with his hands, with these hands. I can't remember what move it was, but there's a lot of moves in Dragon Ball. Good God, look it up. So not that bad. You get two, each pair of these, two of them. So not that bad. I don't think it looks. Oh, none of them look pretty bad. Some of these you've seen with the old Vegetas. To me, since I already had like my, what was it, Blue God Vegeta or whatever. I know it's not that, but that's what I call it. Who cares? That one had a few more hands with a little extra one, but with this one, even hands, even accessories. I think I'm pretty sure, and same hands as well. So not that bad. Of course, this is his martial arts hands. So looks pretty good. And of course, when you put it on the figure, it's easy. It's an easy type. And then with this hand, more of a, now you might think, we're going to switch that out. You might think, are these the same hands? No, not really. If you look closely, slight difference until you do a side by side. Then you see the biggest difference. But yeah, this one's also just sculpted. Maybe this is his Gallic gun. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But either way, you get two of these, and it looks pretty good. I mean, what can I say? All of the hands look pretty good. Some, of course, you've seen reused or not reused. So, let's take a look. Top row of faceplates. Here we are. So, of course, you see what I'm talking about? You get the little pegs, the 4 little pegs to peg him later. Pause. Anyways, so with this head sculpt, faceplate, it looks really good. It looks fantastic. It feels very cartoony, and the style of the animation looks very much different than how it is in the original show, or in Dragon Ball Z, or even Dragon Ball Super, but no one wants to look like Dragon Ball Super. Anyways, so this looks way more better than how it was, but with the Blue God Vegeta or whatever, that one looks pretty good, but this one looks 10 times better. Skin tone wise, he's not really more pale. So yeah, looks pretty good though. I like it. And yeah, just him with the paint job, it looks more better. You could see everything more separately. With the some of the original Dragon Ball figures, they would paint their like whole mouth pink and then red a little bit, but then you can't even see the contrast, just the difference. But then look, there you go. It's really good. And then with the eyebrows as well. And little vein, well, little works. I think that's probably supposed to be a vein. I don't know. But looks fantastic. I love it. I don't know what head I'm going to be posing him up, though. So it's going to be a while. And then, of course, with his other one, it's a little side eye to the right. Looks pretty good. So maybe you could have him look like this. Looking very sinister. Looking all mad. Look like he's going to beat someone up and then later on listen to Bulma. But anyways, so not that bad of a head sculpt. I feel like we probably gotten these head sculpts before, but without the other extra hairpiece. So it's just the face plates. So not that bad. So I do like it. Looks very good. Depends on whatever you like and how you're going to pose up your figures. You're going to most likely like this. And then, of course, with his cocky little smirk as last, not that bad as itself. It looks really good. Just his mouth is very tiny, but it looks very wonderful. I love all of these head sculpts. No head sculpts are bad. Nothing looks bad. No messed up paint job. Wonderful to see and wonderful to hear. All right. So let's take a look at the actual figure himself. So I gotta say, no complaints with this figure. I messed around with him. He's wonderful. I do have some complaints, but let's take a look at the way he is, because, yeah. Let's take a look at the way he looks. So this is Vegeta. There we go. The nice head sculpt looks really, really well. Much better. I mean, look at that. That looks more sinister. But if you see right there, pretty good head sculpt. I know people will complain about Vegeta's hair, but to me it doesn't matter, because throughout the anime, throughout Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, I know even the Dragon Ball movies, just a lot, even the Daima, they always changed his hair size. So yeah, it looks completely different, but I'm fine the way it looks. It looks good. It looks pretty great. I like the way it's sculpted. I mean, my goodness. It's a bit spiky, but it's not as spiky as the original one. Even, well, as I'm including the Dragon Ball Super Blue God Vegeta, whatever it's called. You know what I'm talking about. But I did a review on it. But with this one, it looks 10 times better. And then, of course, with the peg, you got a peg. There's a little bar right there, I guess a little neck peg. There's too many joints to remember. Anyways, so it looks pretty good. You get way more better head movement. Now, the neck-wise, with the Goku, you get way more articulations around the neck. This, you really don't get a lot. So, we already dealt with that for articulation, I apologize, for articulation. So, since we just got that articulation out of the way, it's good. Anyways, sound like a broken record for a second. Anyways, let's continue on. So, snaps on pretty well, pretty good. Now, let's take a look at the figure himself. Nice. So, figure himself, he looks wonderful. Looks great. He feels great. A few new things like the Vegeta head scopes. Now it doesn't have the hair connected to it. Now it's just the face plates. You got this part with the other Vegetas. I'm pretty sure you could pick up his body. But with this one, it just goes up and down. But feels pretty good and a bit side to side. So we're going to look at that when we look at the articulation. And then, of course, with this part, it feels more rubbery, more soft than the original one. Even around this area, it feels more soft. So you're not going to have problems with, I don't know if any paint smudges are going to come off, because I know people were having complaints about some of the old releases. Even I had some complaints about some of the releases with their paint job. But either way, it looks pretty good. I do have some stuff to talk about, but man, he looks pretty good. Feels really, really nice. I wish they could do what they did back a long time ago on, because even though I'm a bit still new to S.H.Figuarts, the figures themselves, they used to have more shading. They used to have a better looking packaging, way more colorful, look like a comic book. And I mean, I still like the way it looks, and I still like the way it feels. And another thing, some people were complaining because, do you know those Dragon Ball, I think Dragon Ball Evolution figures? Or is it Evolve figures? I can't remember. I had one of them. It was the Golden Frieza. It was alright. It was trash, basically. But anyways, with one of the Vegetas, people were complaining about how they reused the legs, the feet. They basically were complaining how they reused some parts. And we do a side-by-side comparison, you could tell. But I don't have that version, so I don't know what to tell you. But with this whole figure himself, he looks good, but even feels way more better than some of the older releases. So I'm going to show you that. So head sculpt wise, let's continue on with the articulation. I just wanted to move that out the way. Yeah, see? And I feel like the more rubbery parts could come off because I accidentally just did a little scratch. right there on his butt. By the way, his butt as well, it's sculpted, so you don't have to deal with those annoying extra, what was it? I know it was some extra thing that they put in the thighs for the old release. We're going to do a comparison video in the future, who cares? So, let's take a look. Looking up, pretty alright. Looking down. So, if the neck was better, then you would have had a way more better articulation with the neck, but let's take a look. Down, looks alright, not bad. I wanna... Yeah. See, it's just the neck part. This neck part, it's a bit slippery. Because he can't really do a lot with his head unless you just move... Oh. Okay. Unless you just move the whole body. Because if you keep moving his head like this, down, 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 you just saw what happened. The faceplate would just fall off. So be careful with that. And now let's continue on. And then, of course, side to side, full rotation looks pretty good. So it's about the way you pose, even with the crunch right here, with the little ab crunch. It depends the way you pose him. Then you could get a way better articulation. Let's continue. So, little T pose. Okay, pretty good. Full rotation. Not that bad. Full rotation. Okay, so yeah, it looks pretty good. And then up, drop downs, pretty good, pretty good. Wonderful drop downs, by the way. And then other drop downs, pretty good. And now, of course, swivel right here. As always with your S.H.Figuarts, you will always have swivel. Oh, almost messed that up on. And of course, double jointed. Double jointed. It looks a bit weird the way it looks, but it's still pretty good range. Pretty still decent, good range. So not bad. Now let's continue. And then of course, with the hands, as always, you will always have the side-to-side hinge, or unless you could go back and forth, but whatever you want to do when you take off his hands. And then with this part, his little ab crunch leaves a little bit of a gap. Now, I don't know if I've messed it up. I probably didn't, but I feel like that's how far it goes, because I've seen people go crazy about the articulation. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give my honest opinion. So I have some good things and some bad things to actually say about the figure himself. So, yeah, down, not that much. And up a little bit, unless you want to give him in a flying pose, but even like that, unless you move this whole part, which we are gonna take a look at. So, of course, side to side a bit. Yeah, there you go. Side to side. Not that bad. Looks pretty good on the front. But when you look at the back, when it's like this, it looks kind of weird because it just cuts off. But since you are gonna see, it also looks like that. So it depends on what kind of pose you do. Might be a bit gappy a few parts. Like the figure himself. I mean, if you just stand him, he doesn't look pretty gappy. I mean, he's an action figure. You're gonna expect something. I mean, come on now. But he looks pretty good though. And now, articulation-wise, full spinning around that. Just a good rotation. And then, I gotta let you know, just in case you get stuck like this, you can't fix it. Just be careful. So what you want to do is push the body like that, how it is, and then there you go. Because the rubbery part sometimes gets a bit stuck with this part, so you're gonna have to just mess around with it, like what I just did right there. It doesn't take a long time. You'll be fine, wonderful, dandy. So let's take a look. Splits. Look at that. My goodness, these are way more better than what they were originally. Because usually they would put some extra stuff in the thighs. If you collect S.H.Figuarts, then you know what I'm talking about. So, well, with this one, I mean, my goodness, it feels way more good. It looks good, not loose. So yeah, and of course, kick-wise, look at that. Look at the kick. Look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful range. He could do the Jean-Claude Van Damme splits. I mean, my goodness. And he could do a good Bruce Lee kick. That is very, very good. Not that bad. And of course, swivel, which moves pretty smooth. Nice. Yeah, feels pretty good. Very nice. And then, of course, double jointed on the knee. Double jointed. Sorry. Double jointed. There we go. And of course, with all the other ones, even though people hated the original legs, I was fine with the feet. But these are 10 times better. Holy shit, these are 10 times better. My goodness. The articulation with the paws, the articulation with the ball joints around here will help you out. So, foot-wise, you could do that. Looks pretty good. And yeah, there we go. He does it pretty well, but of course, don't try to force him to do it too far with the low splits because you don't want to break him. Of course, it's not sitting flat, but look at that. He stands. So, he moves very well. Wonderful. I love this figure. And of course, as always, toe articulation, up, nothing down. Toe articulation, up, and no down. Yeah, but look, see? Man, these, it's just, feels much better. Much better. So, yeah. Now let's take a look at his accessories. So, we're just going to take a look very quickly because I do not want to drag this as much as it is already. So, let's take a look with his head sculpt. So, the hairpiece feels much different. It feels more plastic, but it also, you don't struggle with the way it is. It feels good, looks pretty nice. I like the way it is. We're actually gonna use the windswept since we've already seen him with his normal hair. And of course, oh, see now let's do just stuck. As soon as I was talking about how easy it is. See, there you go. There's him looking all more angry. It's so weird, by the way, to put his faceplate on because it's at a certain angle. So instead of being straight, it goes a little angled like that. Huh. Okay, yeah. See, there we go. There's cocky, a little cocky smile. And hand-wise, let's just do one at a time. Might as well. So, the whole articulation with this figure, the way he looks, it, like I said, has a way more different material feel to it. And I just love the way it is. He feels great. He doesn't feel too loose nor too tight. See? Even bringing his arms at front. Looks really good. Now, if you look closely, if he could stand, crap. Alright, so there you go. In a little position, in a little pose. Looks pretty good. So now the next one we have to use is this little, I guess, high five hand. Okay. See? And the way his body moves, like I told you earlier, how I told you guys earlier, is you gotta fix him. So for a little bit, when you keep moving him around, it takes a while to move his body and put it back the way it is. And make sure you have the whole thing under his outfit, because it wants to act up. So here we have some extra hands on him. Here you go, asking for a high five. So not that bad. And now for the last accessory, the one everyone's been waiting for that they skipped this part to, is his arms. So his arms, the clothes, okay. Yeah, see, this part, it feels more rubbery. This, not too rubbery, but a bit. So look how he looks, the way he is. He looks great. So this figure, he gets, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably comes with 9 accessories, yeah, if I'm not miscounting. Well, 10, of course, yeah, if we count all the face plates, extra hair pieces, then we got 11. Anyways, so what I'm trying to say is, this figure himself, he feels great, he looks good, he feels like a way more better updated Vegeta that we have in quite a while. So if they keep making new Vegetas, this is a body I feel like they should be using for quite a while, because, or not even quite a while, for years, since they had to let us use that old one. This is a way more better looking and feels more better of a figure, of a Vegeta figure. A classic, no Super Saiyan, no nothing, just a classic Vegeta figure. I wish they did give us some, like, some blast effects or something. Maybe an extra Super Saiyan head. I don't know. I would have been fine with that. I don't care. This figure himself just feels great. He looks great. He feels great. I'm gonna give Vegeta, my favorite character in the Dragon Ball, I'm gonna give him an 8.5. An 8.5. I was gonna say an 8.9, but nah, it's an 8.5. It's an 8.5. Still a great. If my rating is a 7 to a 10, that's a good rating. If my rating is a 1 to a 6, that's not good. But this itself, it feels wonderful. I love the way he looks. It's very cartoony. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you do like this video, I would recommend buying this figure himself, because my goodness, he feels great. it's a wonderful blast. I'm just having fun with this. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. I hope y'all guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, a wonderful morning, wherever you are in this big crazy world. And I will see y'all guys another time. Goodbye.